Kind of an oxymoron.
Welcome to the Talkin Trash Addiction Recovery Podcast. We suffered in silence. Now we recover out loud.
Oh, wrong person. Hey, Bethany. Hi, Jimmy.
There goes that intro.
BB in the house.
BB in the house. Hey, good evening, Talkin Trashers. Welcome to episode 213. As you can tell, we have BB in the house tonight. She is the mistress from Mystical, someplace in Wisconsin that starts with an M. All right.
Do your homework.
She's I know. Well, Jesus and apple juice and all that good stuff. So I guess she's joining us early. So sit down, kids. And now to a man who totally hates Velcro because he thinks it's a ripoff. Jimmy Snyder.
Hey, yeah. And then,
I get it. Like rip off. I get it.
Welcome to Talkin Trash. I'll do it all three of my boys. Hey, guys. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, man. What's up, man?
Hey.
Look at Tiffy with that hat. Dude, that is sick.
It's pretty sweet.
And you know what? I gotta say one more thing. I know we're live, Jimmy. I said this earlier. I bet you Tim. So Tim shaved about 3 hours ago. I bet you Tim could grow a beard in like 6 days. He'll look like Tim in no time again. Just boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, I mean, it's coming back, and I'm grateful for that. Let's do a preamble and get this thing going.
Recover out loud.
This is our humble broadcast, where ethics and personal anonymity are of the utmost importance. We run this podcast as an act of service to those whose lives have been affected by addiction. We don't do it for profit or notoriety. We place principles before personalities. We benefit from this podcast just as much as anyone else. We all work programs and choose to sacrifice our own anonymity to spread the word that recovery is possible. We do this thing in an attempt to show, as living examples, that no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That's the 9th step promise. It's our creed we abide by here on Talkin Trash. We feel called to uphold AA and NA principles. We firmly believe that you can only keep what you have by giving it away. Please join us in a moment of silence, followed by the Serenity Prayer.
God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
All right, let's go around and meet the team of Talkin Trash.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
We're going to do it just like this. Hi, team. How are you?
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Hi.
I'm good. Yes, the Jimmy Stowe Bear shirt. It's not the same one, though. It's a classic remake of an original.
Did you guys see what I did to my name tonight?
What are you?
B-Rad Mansfield. Oh my God.
And then it says 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
We just need a bald Tim, and you have one.
This works.
Or this guy.
Hey, got your haircut. Looks good, buddy.
That's
Oh,
receding.
buddy.
Did you get a bowl of soup with that, or
I
what?
went zero. Look at this. Look at this.
No, you look amazing.
Soup.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. Listen, we're all gonna die someday, Brad. It's just,
Exactly.
It's just
Fuck
what
it.
is, you know.
Pocket.
All right, let's read Daily Reflections.
Okay, let's get rolling, kids.
Let's do it.
All right. For June the 10th. Impatient? Try levitating. We reacted more strongly to frustrations than normal people. As Bill sees it, page 111. Impatience with others was one of my principal failings. Following a slow car in a no passing lane, no shit, or waiting in a restaurant for the check please drives me to distraction before I give God a chance to show me how to slow down. I explode, and that's what I call being quicker than God. That repeated experience gave me an idea. I thought if I look down on those events from God's point of view, I might better control my feelings and behavior. I tried it, and when I encountered the next slow driver, I levitated and looked down at the car and upon myself. I saw an elderly couple driving along, happily chatting about their grandchildren. Pull over. They were followed by me, bug-eyed and red-of-face, who had no time to schedule to meet anyway. I looked so silly I dropped back into reality and slowed down. Seeing things through God's angle of vision can be very relaxing.
Very confusing reading. What did you guys think? Hi, Lynn.
What do I think? I think I think I'll tell you the honest to God's truth. For me, that's probably the biggest fucking character defect that I still have is my patience.
Oh yeah,
Like for me, like that driving slow, waiting for all those things that were said right there. I do that. I'll be like, I'll literally take the last bite of the restaurant. I'm like, check please, like, and I don't know. So I still gotta work on, and I guess for me here on the God thing, like I always think I like the higher power word more so for me. But it's not wrong to do that. It's definitely nice to pump the brakes and check out what's going on and be a little patient, but I still struggle with that one. Patience for me is tough one.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy, go ahead.
Exactly. But my dad always say like, try levitating. He'd say, stick a jack up your ass. It's just like lighten up. And that's, as Brad said previously, thank you, Brad. My patience, I don't have a fuse, I have a button. And especially when I'm driving, especially if somebody's tail grabbing my ass, I just feel like nailing the brakes. But I'm thinking, well, then my car's in the shop and all that. Just let him go around. Just go. And then as he goes by, give him the finger, take down his plate number, and find him later. No.
Exactly.
Just letting it go. And I come up behind those little old ladies and little old men who are driving 20 kilometers or whatever lower than the speed limit. And I'm like, come on, I got to get to a meeting that I'm going to be sitting around for half an hour anyway. So just lighten up.
I want to share this. I don't know how many times I've done this. So I'll be just like me and the wife are driving or somewhere or whatever, and somebody's right up on my ass, right? And I'll be like, what the fuck is this guy on my ass for? So then I'll slow down, let them pass me, and then what do? Drive on their ass for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, of course you do.
And Sherry's like, stop doing it, you're an idiot. She's right. I am an idiot. But I mean, I don't know.
What are other forms of patience? Like, just thinking out on generalities, like, I don't know, what else can we have how can we be more patient? Because I know if you pray to God and ask for patience, he'll give you something you need to be patient about. So like, are there other things in life?
Lessons.
That guy.
Well, no, like it kind of. I guess the meaning of this, or whatever the thought of it was, how it ties into recovery. You got to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. You go back out. Yeah, you got instantaneous relief from whatever's ailing you. But in recovery, you got to work at it, and it takes time. And it's said in, like, what is it, the promises? Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. And I never always said I would never quote the big book. I fucking do it all the time. And it's true, because then all of a sudden something shows up, like theoretically on your doorstep, and it's like, I didn't order this. Well, it was Temu, of course. But it's just how all these gifts of recovery, and they come slowly. It's like, I didn't order all these friends and all this patience and understanding and liking myself, but it slowly started happening. So that being patient, but that levitating part, I'm too fat. I can't levitate.
Let me ask you guys both a question. Actually, they're not questions. This is a statement. Not everything needs an immediate reaction. I'll start. I mean, I was reactive to everything, and when I stopped being reactive, I was able to be proactive about things I needed to be whatever about. I lost. So like, I don't know. not. Can you guys elaborate on like responding quickly or being too hot to handle too quick? I think Jimmy, you were just saying that.
Yeah, so for me, I'm still bad at that. I'm definitely way better than I was. I don't know if anybody's noticed over the last 2 months, but I could be quite the fucking smart ass too. So when somebody says something, I can react fast, and it's funny because afterwards I'll do that in situations. I've probably even done it on the show, and I've definitely done it in life, and I still do sometimes. But after I do it, I'll be like, that was pretty stupid. So I always said this about myself. My brain's pretty quick, but my lips are faster. So I've always got myself in trouble that way, because I can hear something and I get about 5 things usually that are going through my head that I can say something that will almost belittle or be ignorant to somebody. And so it's something I still have to work on, but I'm definitely getting better at it.
Well said. As you're saying, I see Bethany in the background. You're going, yes, cheering.
Yes.
Bring
her on.
Yeah, I mean,
chucking deuces.
Juices Jesus.
That upset us today are not important as we make them out to be. Overthinking things, catastrophizing. I think that plays in a role too, for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
That 99% of the shit that you think is going to happen never happens.
Never happens. Yep.
And as Brad said previously, and it kind of hit a point, I was that guy who always had the trailer ball in my fist, and it's like, come on, you want a piece of me? And it usually was not a good result.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it would be.
I retired that, so many years ago.
Many years ago.
Many days, hours ago. Yeah.
Can you show me your Timo toy again, Jimmy?
Which one?
The licked one.
Why?
I just love it. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm not going to use it. No sound effects.
Okay.
I'm as my lawyer tells me, govern yourself accordingly, which means use your fucking brain. So no, I will not do that, Brad.
Yeah.
It won't even work. See, from Timo. There you go. That's all you get. Done.
Let's say hi to the treatment centers.
Sorry,
Bradley, you do the treatment centers.
I'm in a goofy mood. Sorry, guys.
I like it. I love goofy.
You're giggly.
There's two. All right, there you have it. Our first.
Go, Brad, go.
And there they are. Welcome treatment centers, and it says, "Welcome to the party, baby."
Oh yeah.
So we got Victory Home, Serenity Treatment Centers, Discovery Recovery, New Hope Rehab, Sunrise Detox, Harborside Rehabilitation, Lakewood Oxford House, and Surfside Sober Living. Welcome, everybody.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, there's more.
Oh, and guess what? One day at a time up there. And we got Paradise Sands Recovery, Hope Restored Recovery, The Haven Detox, Hustle Hope Sober Living, Maryville Rehabilitation, and PSR Prairie Sky Recovery.
Oh yeah.
There you have it. All right. Before we bring her on real quick, everybody's disease pain scale. Let's hear it.
I'm rocking, I'm probably about a 3.5, but I'm trying to cope with it the best I can. 3.5, 4.
Yep.
Still got some stuff going on in our lives, family stuff, whatever. But you know what? That's where patience is maybe coming in a little bit of effect for me, where I'm learning to, understand it is what it is. And, you got to deal with the things that are coming your way, and you got to make the best of what you have, right? You know what I mean? Because I have so many things that I could be grateful for. If I sat around and picked apart all the shitty stuff, it'd be a shitty way to live. Right, so I got to look around and see what I have in front of me that I'm so grateful for. So I'm thankful for that.
Good answer. Great answer. Jimmy, your pain scale.
About a 3.7. Yeah, as Brad said previously. There's things out there, I can't control. I just deal with them. And one thing at a time. People say, I can multitask. No, you do 7 things shitty. I only can do one thing really shitty, so that's all I can do. And
I do one thing half-assed. That was your joke. I fucking pissed my pants over that for months.
I love it.
True. And it's true.
I agree.
But I go with the pace that I feel comfortable with. I don't like being pressured. It's like, there's deadlines. Like I have this big thing tomorrow, but I've been preparing for it for over 2.5 weeks. I didn't wait. I got this one of the messages from another guy who's in the office. Have you done this? And I'm like, yeah, like 2.5 weeks ago. Oh, well, I'm still scrambling. Well, sucks to be you. Oh, well. His pain scale is probably about 9, but not
a little bit higher.
Oh, well.
Look, gentlemen, I have a surprise for you. And this
Who would that be?
This is kind of big. It is the one, the only, Willie Day.
Oh, Willie Day. Oh, yeah.
Will made it.
Nuts. Oh, yeah, baby.
We're so happy you made it.
Ford, chuck up in here, baby.
Whoa.
But I'm here.
All right. What's going on in your world, Will?
Willie!
Man, I will tell you, I have been soaking wet all freaking day from the time I went outside this morning.
Ooh.
Not in a good way. I mean, not that. I mean, like, humidity.
Okay.
It's like Florida.
From sweat or from rain?
I wish it was from rain.
Yeah, sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been, I'm just happy I didn't have any chub rub.
You know what I use?
Yeah.
It's like a baby diaper rash. It's called Zincofax. I rub that all over down on the old thick thighs. Or something like that. I'll get a tube and show it to you. You rub that on the inside of the thighs, give her all day. No big deal.
He'll send you an instructional video.
I will.
Thank you for sharing your hygienic tips there, gentlemen.
You know what?
Sorry, I'm shy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
Jimmy.
Jimmy, can you introduce our friend?
I certainly can. Hello, kids. For episode 2 on 3, we got Bethany. She's that mistress of Montebello, Wisconsin. Rock Bottom Revival with Leonora and Tammy. Amazing, crazy ladies. And there she is. I'll bring her in. Bethany B.
Hey everyone!
Hi,
I'm so
Bethany.
excited to be here.
Jesus
We're
and
excited
juice.
to have you, of course.
In
how was
episode
everything?
213, 13 is my lucky number, so that
too.
worked out awesome.
I love it. I like
Hey,
when people
13 is
use
my jersey
Will too.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
If
see?
if only
That's why
someone-
that's why I'm so connected with Will and so excited when he's on the show.
Yeah, he's a good time.
I do my best.
He's a good time.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's just to open up real quick. I wanted to finish asking these statements, just from what we read. Taking a broader view helps us respond with patience, tolerance, and humility. Jimmy, what do you think about that? Taking a broader view.
Well, especially that humility one. That's my biggest character defect. I don't like being humble because, hey, I'm king shit at Turd Island.
Yeah.
And when you try to knock me down a couple of pegs, that's when that trailer hits when you come out. And it took me being truly humbled when I went to, going to treatment and then living in sober living. But it made me realize how easily all this shit, and that's all it was, can be taken away. But all I had was me, and I had to work on me. I had no one to enable me anymore. I had to rely and use the tools and build a new herd. And the herd I have, which you guys are the primary members of, including BB, are my support group. And I know that if I am struggling, I can reach out. And I didn't do that before. So, yeah. And it's a humbling thing to say, I need help. Before, it was like, nope, I got it. Don't worry about it. No.
Yep. We want to be men, it's not, it shows weakness to ask for help, but it's actually kind of the opposite these days because saving lives while fentanyl is taking people. So I don't know how it comes together, but there's a place for this. So I expect we have some questions coming about 20 minutes from Victory Home. But I thought we'd just go around check-ins, everybody talk together. Bradley, what happened at your place the other day?
Well, so there I was, and
just sitting there,
and we had a frigger. We had a big storm come through. Actually, about 3. What was it, Jimmy? 3 days in a row or something.
When it started Sunday night during the podcast, your power went out.
That's right. So
and you had your dilithium crystal lamps or whatever.
Yeah. So that's when the
I
power
can
went
hear
out.
Will,
And
but
that
where
was
is he?
Yeah, Will's gone.
I can hear him. He's giggling.
Oh, Will's here. I'm used to having an open spot. Okay. All right, Will.
Okay.
Don't shoot the cameraman.
There we go. Sorry.
So anyway, so Sunday we had a major storm go through. Tree fell down on my house, took the power line out. Blah blah blah. Been fighting with that. Pretty much got her all cleaned up though. Cut the whole tree down, junked it up, split it up, piled it, and that's what happens when you fall on my fucking house. Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I'll
Mr.
remember.
Tree.
I'll show you.
Thank you for
It was
telling me
already
that.
dead.
Huh?
It was already dead.
Just like me.
Oh, just a piece of it. Just a piece of it. I took the rest of it down. Screw it.
Oh,
Ooh,
poor
you
tree.
naughty boy.
Badass.
You want to fuck with me?
So when we have somebody back on the show, we have somebody back on. We all have heard everybody's testimony that's been here once, and we certainly don't want to make you have to tell anything again unless there's something you forgot. But we kind of just keep it like the four of us doing our thing, or the five of us rather. But that's kind of the direction we'll go in. I wanted to throw this out there too. One more. Taking a broader view helps us respond with. Oh, I read that one already. Oh no, it was. Impatience is often self-centeredness in disguise. And that struck me as odd, and I don't know why. So I'm sure somebody smarter than me on the show can explain. But I know it's smart. I just don't know why it is.
Willie.
Willie, take the wheel.
Yeah, when you're impatient with something, then guess what? It's all about you. It's all about me. It's I want, I need right now. We like instant gratification. So guess what?
Mhm.
So therefore impatience, and I already told you where I learned my patience from.
Right, exactly.
Uh-oh.
Jail.
Uh-oh.
And that's not patience you want to.
But hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to learn the lesson a freaked up way,
There you go.
And I'm good at that.
Jennifer
So-
says, hey. Aspen
so-
says, hey.
So there's an example right there of what recovery does for me. So I never ever looked at it that way, Timmy, till you put that, you said it there
Mhm.
about impatience being a sign of help me.
Self-centeredness.
Yes, being
Yeah.
right. So I'm basically being selfish. I never ever thought of it that way until I heard Willie say that. So this is what this podcast and recovery. I know I keep going. These are things that you learn every day. So hearing that now, that's going to help me with my impatience character defect. I'm not saying it's going to fix it, but it'll be something that I think about when I start being impatient. I'll be like, you selfish son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's what recovery does. So what just happened right there to me is a helping
A
thing
shift
for
in
Bradley.
perspective.
Yes.
And that's kind of what
I'll
we're
tell
talking
you
about.
one thing when I what's helped me the most is impatience. So like say you get slowed down, like someone in front of you slow, or the person in the store, whatever. The way I think about it is I'm like, there's a reason why. If I'm trying to rush through, what if I left 5 minutes early and went down the road and got killed in a car wreck because I was trying to rush out of there? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for some reason, something was slowing me down, and I just need to stop and recognize it.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
see?
awareness. It's awareness of our higher power. It's awareness of each other. It's awareness of the things we struggle with, our diseases. And I love how you put that, Will. Well said.
Absolutely, man.
Mhm.
Come on.
Come
Come
on.
on, somebody.
Come on, somebody.
I have to deal with something over here. So you guys just chit chat amongst yourselves, and I will be right back.
And so
Bye, Tim.
I actually wanted to talk about patience when you got patience issues. I'm like Brad. I do the whole car thing. I let someone pass me. I slow down and I get on their ass. And my boyfriend yells at me because he's a truck driver and he's very safe in the car and I'm not. And so it gets frustrating sometimes for him and myself, of course. But I struggled with patience a lot all my life. And the one thing that actually taught me patience was moving to Montello, Wisconsin. It's a town of 1,500 people, and I came from a city of Oshkosh that's like 60,000. So when I came here, when you're in the city, things are fast. People are fast. People want to get through your lines fast. Everything's fast. Nobody talks to each other. Nobody knows each other. You just go by life and not doing anything. When I moved here, when I went to the gas station, it was at least a half hour because everybody knows each other and they're catching up and they want to talk to each other about the day. And so I had to wait in line. And so I started learning patience. Then I went to the restaurant, and instead of being forced out and putting my check on as soon as they send me my food, I'm having to sit there and I'm like, why are they not bringing the check? Because I have to ask for it here because they want us to stay. They want us to slow down. They want us to enjoy ourselves. So moving here really helped me. And then being in the forest on top of it or not around people, in connecting with trees, Brad. That's why I'm so sad about that tree.
I had to. I had to. It fell through my house.
But you know, that's really helped me slow down too and watch things and watch the seasons and really embrace it instead of just seeing them go outside and going to work and, oh my gosh, complaining about the snow and complaining about the rain and complaining about how hot it is. Now I'm actually appreciating my days and the beauty around me and seeing these things and slowing my life down. And that's taught me a lot of patience. I'm getting better, but I do still do the car thing. When I'm in my car and in the city, I get back to that old behaviors, which I had to stop. And I know I have the skills and tools to do it. It's just a matter of using them. But when I get back home, I can release and I slow down again. So that's been really helpful for me. I don't know if anybody else needs that, but start going out in nature a little bit. Get away from the city. That will really help you.
Yeah, good advice.
I want to throw something out there, Bethany. Yeah. So you were mad about me cutting the tree down?
I'm not mad about you. I was just joking.
But listen to
asked for your address. It's
but
okay.
listen
it
to
fell on
this.
your house. It deserved it.
But listen to this. You're really gonna love this. So my mother's favorite bush flower, whatever, was lilacs. So I got 2 lilac bushes that I planted to replace.
That's beautiful. That's even better. You're gonna have a beautiful bushes of beautiful smelling flowers. You're gonna enjoy that, and you're helping the pollinators too. Good.
Fuck it! I'll run it over with the mower tomorrow. No, I'm just joking.
So
take this beautiful picture and just burns it down. Way to go.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Alistair Chambers says, glad I tuned in to hear about impatience. New perspective, definitely guilty. So when we just read that other thing about impatience actually being a selfish thing, it's like my time is more important than yours. So for Alistair, I understand what it's like to figure out that you're not in control and that your patience is an illusion. It's expectations not being met. I think we can all kind of identify that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out and say hi, Aspen. She's my friend from back home. She's amazing, and I saw her say hi. I'm so glad she's here. And Jennifer too. I'm so glad to see you here.
Hola, Jen. Hello.
So,
Aspen. I love you, Aspen.
Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. So that Alistair guy there, Chalmers, he's literally one of my best friends. He's sorry, Alistair, but I'm saying it anyway. So when I first started getting sober, this is one of those guys, and he never had a disease like Brad or anything like that, but he was literally one of those guys that was by my fucking side the whole time, and through my recovery and through my ups and downs. And even when I was early in sobriety, wouldn't go anywhere. He might not go out that night just to come over and hang out with me by himself, right? Because he knew I was still going through some stuff early on. Right. So anyway, I love you, Alistair, buddy. Thanks for joining in.
So I want to kind of circle around. You guys are starting your own podcast, and I think there's a lot of people who watch us now or who don't know who you are. Now, I'm sure they see your face, name everywhere, but they probably don't know as well as the OGs. So like, can you give us like I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, like a share your testimony and like a concise version for them, and then maybe we can take it from there. Is that
absolutely. Right? So I struggled with addiction pretty much my whole life since I was in elementary school. I didn't realize that though until I got into recovery. I was born pretty much with mental health issues, being abandoned and put up for adoption immediately and in foster care too long. So I really struggled pretty much my whole life, and that kind of led me down to my road of addiction. And I became in my 30s, I ended up struggling with some physical health issues, osteoarthritis. I couldn't walk, and I skipped all the pain meds and went right to heroin. And I was a non-IV user for 8 years. And then I ended up making a really poor choice and relapsed after 2.5 years of just abstinence. I didn't have recovery. That's why I don't talk about my sober date. I talk about my recovery date, because that's what I needed is a full recovery as a person, not just stopping substances.
Right.
So I ended up in prison, and I did a 9-year sentence, which I completed last year in May 7th. And I just celebrated 10 years in recovery, April 5th of this year. And so that kind of led me to where I'm at. What happened was how my podcast or our podcast is kind of starting. It started out actually, I used to be the lead recovery coach and the director of the community center over in Sauk County in Baraboo, Wisconsin, right next to Wisconsin Dells. And that's actually where the circus was kind of founded.
Barnum Bailey, yeah.
Yep, them. And so it's a very cool area, and I really love it over there. And it made me fall in love with the area too and the people. It's an amazing community, and I got a lot of support there and found a place in the community. And I had people in public health and working with law enforcement and EMT, and they accepted me, and they saw that recovery was possible long term for the first time. And so I changed a lot of things over there. And we started. There's a day in the year, I think it's in September, that's online recovery day. And so I brought to my boss that we should do online recovery day and be online with all the community centers, and each of us come on and do like little snippets kind of thing each day for an hour and take hour blocks and do things. And so actually Nora, Lenora, I call her Nora. Nora came to me and she's like, I would like to do something like that. What about coffee with a felon? Because we kept talking about us being felons, and there was no support for us in the community. So we asked our friend Charles if he wanted to join us, and we did our first kind of show, and we had the biggest turnout of all of the community centers and all of the hours that day. And it was really cool. So that inspired us to start doing lives on Facebook, and it was called Coffee Break Felon Edition. However, Nora had to take a little bit of a break for some things that she was taking care of. And so my friend from prison actually reached out and she said, I'll join you and step in while she's gone. And that was Tammy. However, Tammy was with us for about 6 weeks before Nora came back. And when she came back, Nora and I discussed it and wanted to keep Tammy on the team. So we asked her if she would. At that point, we didn't want to bring her into what we already created, because now it became something bigger. We were talking about more things than just felon. We were talking about mental health, recovery, just life, spirituality, like everything, any topic that comes up. We're just trying to really reach the community and show people that felons change, that recovery people in recovery change, and things like that. And so as time's gone on, we decided to change our live to, we're going to go to a podcast, and we just have been looking in that the last month. And we changed the name to bring Tammy on, and we came up with a name together and worked really hard together to come up with everything. So that's what we came up with, is Rock Bottom Revival, because Tammy's not in recovery, but she has a husband that she supports and does Al-Anon and things. So she understands the community, but she's not that. So we didn't want to make it just about that. But she struggles with mental health, and she understands us a little bit. And we like to hear the perspective of somebody, of loved one that's dealing with us too.
Yeah.
So it was a really great fit, and that's where we're at. And so we're trying to figure out the software right now to be able to start going live and doing it on multiple channels. We want to start with YouTube and Facebook, but that's what I'm doing, is trying to do what you guys are doing a little bit. So, but you guys inspired me to do that by inviting me onto the podcast, and that's why we got kind of going, like, we need to hit more people, because Jim, when he reached out, said to me, you need to, your message needs to be heard by more people. And I never thought of it that way. I just was trying to do it for my community here and the people that I knew on Facebook and my peers that I no longer serve in the Baraboo community, but I still am connected with and still support. But I'm an hour away now, you know what I mean? So it just, it opened up a lot of doors, and it's opening up more doors, and it brought me to you guys. And I'm so grateful for that, because you guys are a great support. And I was telling Jim this morning, because he was our guest on our show, and I was telling him that you guys really changed me a lot, because I got a hard heart towards meetings into the program for a little bit. I believed in the program, but the people hurt me. And I know it's principles over personalities, but I'm borderline, so I struggle with that, you know. Yeah. And they weren't understanding me. And one meeting I went to, and I thought I was getting mental health support the way I was supposed to, and I was on medications, and I was told I'm not sober because I'm on mental health medications. It made me think differently about the program and where I was, because I needed the mental health support. I still love the program. I still have a sponsor. I just don't attend meetings regularly anymore, because it hurts my heart too sometimes. So you guys have brought me to a regular meeting. What?
We're in one right now.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was
Right?
telling Jim. I
Yeah.
said, you guys have brought meetings to me again, and I attend. You obviously see I'm here. There was only one that because I was busy on a Sunday night, but I caught up and watched it when I
Oh,
came
I
home. You
wrote
know,
the date down, BB. I wrote the date down.
so I'm sure
It's
you
on the
did.
walls.
Yeah,
But you know
right,
what?
yeah.
This has become my meeting now, and you guys have become my support system, and your community has too. And I'm really grateful for that, and I'm grateful to be here and part of it. And this journey wouldn't have brought me to where I'm at right now if it weren't for people like you. So thank you for providing this for people, because we need to see this and hear this more, and people that are real, not fake and not being PC all the time. I'm so sick of that shit.
Great.
Oops,
Yeah.
stuff.
Thank you.
You're allowed.
Thank
Here with
you.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
I
we-
was gonna touch on that too. Like, so you were saying that Tammy isn't in recovery and is Al-Anon, but you know what? That's what we need. That's what
Yes,
we need.
that's what we wanted.
Because
Right.
at the end of the day, like, exactly, it's all about different perspectives. Like, so
Mhm.
if I sit here and I talk to the same cocaine addicted person all the time, but if I don't reach out and talk to different people and different stories and hear things, that helps me evolve into the person I want to be in recovery. So what
Right.
doing
Yeah.
that, Bethany, BB is
BB.
deadly because
That was one of my biggest lessons too, is looking at things differently in my perspective. I always used to be hateful towards cops, towards judges, towards all these people that I thought did me wrong. But
Yeah.
now I look back and working with peers and working with treatment court and sitting in there every day and seeing and talking with the judges, talking to their case managers. And then I started realizing how they view things, and they don't come from our world, so they don't understand us. So
Right.
we need to understand where they're coming from if we want them to understand where we're coming from. And you know what? That opened the door, because I listened to their perspective and I see where you're coming from, but this is how we think. And then they started changing their perspective, and we could come to some agreements. It wasn't always perfect, but they were listening finally. And it also softened my heart to not hate them and to start seeing that. And I started teaching peers that. And you know what? The relationships between my peers. I went to my peers' graduation last month, and the judge, when I got there, was outside talking to her, and he said hi to me and joined me in on, had me join in on the conversation. And that's where they're at now. It's not him sitting up in a stand. He didn't even work that day. He came down just to say congratulations to her and have a conversation before she graduated that day. That's what's cool, and that's how the system is changing. If we allow different perspectives to be seen.
Takes one
and heard.
person.
Yes.
That's all it does.
Mhm.
And addiction touches pretty much everybody in one shape or another. Everybody's
Absolutely.
affected. Larry talked about the ripple effect. How you drop the pebble in the water, but the ripples will continue on indefinitely until they hit a shore. So we'll, I don't know. I'd like to. Where the fuck is it?
Thank you, Tammy, for being here. I love you. I hope you don't mind me talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
I know she
Right.
doesn't, but you always
Yeah.
be careful, because we're friends, and I love her
Yep.
so much.
Yeah. All right. So like, what advice would you have to give to some people, say sitting in the chairs right now in rehab, or making at the point of a crossroad where they're either going to keep on using or actually for help? What do you have to say to those people that are kind of on the fringe?
I always, that's a good question, because it depends on every single person. I'd
It
like to have a
does, right?
conversation and see, where are you at? What do
Yeah.
you want in your life right now? Are you ready to actually quit, or do you want to still use? Because if you still want to use, I want to provide harm reduction to you, and I want to make sure that you're safe. So when you're ready, I know how to get you into treatment. I'll be ready with your detox, where you go for detox, where you go for treatment. I can get you into all those places, but it's up to you to be ready for that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say to somebody, you can't talk them into being over here. All you can
I
do
know
is
it.
continue to live the life and show them that it's possible, and try to inspire them to want the same thing. And until they hit their rock bottom, they're not going to have a revival.
Yep.
You know?
Right, rock
Yep.
bottom. No.
I
So true.
Gotta throw that in there.
I
was
think people
amazing.
that are in the treatment
Absolutely
centers right
amazing.
now too, though, like, so we always have a fair amount of treatment centers listening to the podcast, which is absolutely amazing. But I always think about it this way, and I don't know, maybe I try to keep it simple a little bit, but they're already in treatment center. So what every one of those people have done to this point, whether it's day one going in there or day 3 or week 4, whatever, they've probably made the biggest leap
Yes.
and recovery
That's
by
right.
making that decision that, you know what, my life is unmanageable and I am powerless over whatever's going on, right?
Yep.
So I said this on the PSR one, like, you know, when I first went to treatment center, you know, it was one small step for Brad, but it was one giant leap for my recovery, right? So when I first walked through those doors, and I want everybody out there listening that are in treatment centers right now, it may feel shitty. You might feel like you're not winning right now, but guess what? You smashed one out of the park by being there because you're in there doing it for the right reason and you're doing it for yourself. So you're going to have your ups and downs, but fuck yeah, you did it and you're doing a good job. So hang in there.
Absolutely.
Keep going. Just keep
Yeah.
going.
Actually, the one thing I think is more difficult than even the treatment portion is the release from treatment, because you get used to the treatment program. You
Yep.
have a routine, you have the support system right there. Once you walk out those doors, it's important to find your support system outside those doors. Make sure you find that. Make sure, if you don't have a support system, find out your county's peer support specialist. It's a free service, no matter what county it's in. You know, find out and get one, because they'll support you. They'll help you with the resources. If you're scared to go to a meeting alone, they'll go with you. They're going to do all these things with you and support you on that journey. And I really strongly, you know, you need people in your life to show you and to support you and get you through those tough times. You know, it's really important to do. And that's where the biggest struggle I see is people are trying to reintegrate into society, from treatment centers, from institutions, everything. That is the biggest difficult, because once you think you're good and then you get out those doors and then you're faced with smack, you're faced with going to the gas station and running into that person. If you're an alcoholic, you go to any place and there's advertisement. You go in the gas station and it's right there in front of you. You go to grocery shopping, it's right there. So you need to have a support system and have the tools and skills. So make sure you walk out those doors with those tools, those skills, and a support system that's going to benefit you, and find your own new unique journey. You can take the recommendations and the suggestions, but don't take that to heart when it doesn't work for you, because there might be something else. I struggled with that so much, and you know, I'm writing a book about it. So it, you know, because of that, because it's just hard and nobody has a direction for you, because they always tell you, go to the meetings. Well, sometimes the meetings aren't making me grow anymore. I'm stagnant. I need something else with it.
What's it say under my name there?
I can't read it.
There's 100 ways to skin a cat. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. So there's not one perfect way and there's not one solution. So please be open to all aspects. Try things you never thought or you think are gross and stupid.
Absolutely.
Because you'd be surprised. The things I thought were the stupidest thing. I'm like, I'm never going to like this. I tried it and I'm like, that's my favorite thing to do now. You know?
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Bethany, because Larry always said that to me when I was in PSR. Like, part of my recovery is and will be doing things that make me feel uncomfortable and doing different things that I'm not used to doing, right? Because my normal that I did for 33 years didn't work. So
nope.
I have to do different things and I have to try different avenues or whatever. And it's once you do it and you do something that you've never done before, you're actually like, wow, that wasn't too bad. Right. So you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah,
you really do. And that's how you grow and learn and you heal. You know, it's all about those things. It's not just about quitting something.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we forget sometimes. We forget to take care of ourselves as a whole person and just think that we need to quit the drug or the substance that we're using or the food or whatever your addiction is. You know, I mean, addiction is all different colors and sizes and shapes. It's not one thing. It's not just a drug. It's not just an alcohol. I struggle with food addiction. You know, I struggle with people addictions. So, you know, it's a thing. So we just have to learn how to navigate that, and whatever works for us. And nobody else can say that it doesn't, because we know ourselves best.
True.
You said that right,
So
for
true.
sure. Absolutely.
And as Brad was saying, like I went to Prairie Sky as well, and I was a little bit ahead of Brad. But for that final week, it was okay. You just didn't graduate and you kicked your ass out the door. That final week was okay. Here is your exit plan, and we're going to talk about coping mechanisms. And that was a key to part of my recovery. My early recovery was, hey, I had a game plan. I when I entered that field, we discussed this morning, that stadium that I hadn't been in and all these emotions, I had a playbook. And I could stop and say, whoa, hold on. And then go to page 25. Okay, now I know. Okay, I'm going to try this. And just one thing. And okay, that didn't work. And don't getting frustrated. Slowing it down and just seeing what worked. To see what's stuck on the wall when I threw it there. But not freaking out, not reaching for the bottle, because I knew exactly what was going to happen, because I got the education. I went in with the open mind, surrendering, dealing with the emotions that I was dummying down while I was in active addiction. Now it's like, oh shit, can't handle this. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
One thing at a time. But I couldn't do it alone. I
No.
need the community of recovery, which I have, and I hold it so dear to my heart. Yeah.
And
I got two
that's
things to say.
No,
Yeah.
you may not. Well, of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
So for me, my personal experience, whatever, and other people I
yes.
know, it's easy to stop for me. It's the hardest thing to stay stopped though. That is staying stopped is the hard. I can stop whatever, but it's staying stopped because I mean it's I've done that so many times, and also I think in rehab, I think rehab teaches you if you go there and you don't want to be there, whatever. But if you just learn the fundamentals of what they're telling you, then you can take that and figure out how you're going to do your. I mean, like everybody, like you said, everybody has a different path. No one has to do the whole NAAA, and all that. You can find your own way, but at least you'll have the fundamentals, at least the base part of it, and then before you can branch off and learn from there.
Yep.
So, my
Yeah, well
I agree
said,
with
Ray.
that. I think those
well
programs are a
said.
great foundation, but like I said, at some point it stopped working for me.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
As you know,
Yeah.
like for me
Agreed.
to grow anymore. It's a great like I said, working the steps is great. I think everyone should do it, not just people in recovery. I think it's a great tool
Yes.
for
you can
people
12
in
step
life.
anything.
Exactly. So I think that's a great. Like I said, I believe in the program. I think the program's great. I still have a sponsor. I just felt like I needed more growth in healing in other areas. So I needed to find other things to do that because that
Yeah.
wasn't helping me in
I
those
agree with
areas
that
I needed.
100%.
And
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that you said that too, Bethany, right? So for example, 100%. So with recovery comes growth, right? We all know that. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
we have to grow in our recovery. We've said this 1,000 times, but it's true. So let's put that in perspective, right? So 91 years ago today
Mm-hmm.
is when AA started, right?
Yes.
And so I'm just using this as an example. So that was probably back then people were put into a nut house or all kinds of stuff because you were alcoholic or whatever.
Yep.
But so I'm thankful that AA did start because now
Yeah.
look at all these other opportunities that we do have because one program started. And I'm not just saying like, oh, look at Mr. AA. That's not what I mean by it. But if we never
Yep.
had that one starting point and growth in our
Yeah.
recovery, we wouldn't have smart recovery. We wouldn't have so
Right.
all
It was
these
that
other.
starting point.
That's what I mean. Someone took the track and took a running. And what I'm getting at
Absolutely.
with that comes with growth. And so we have so many different things out there now of different types of recovery. And I love that you said that, Bethany, because I agree with that 100%.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what form of recovery we take to stay sober. What works for you? What works for Brad? What works for Bethany? What works for Jim and etc. Like it's
And
we
Will.
and well
Of course, Will.
I
and
don't want to be
everybody
Cetra.
yeah,
I want to be
yeah,
Will.
everybody out there, right? Like I don't know. It's just I love that our brains. I love that we all think the same way that way because I do go to AA and it works for me. But
Yeah.
but that's okay. That doesn't mean that it doesn't work for somebody else. So it's so many different avenues out there for recovery, and it doesn't matter how you get there. Like it says, there's 100 ways to skin a cat. And at the end of the day, we have to get sober, we have to get clean, we have to work on our mental awareness. And it doesn't matter how we do that. We just have to do that, and we have to keep in routine. You know what I mean? So
You could do that
there's-
from not leaving your bedroom at these days. You know, you
That-
can find
yeah.
that. So we're doing it here.
Absolutely. That's the one wonderful. Well, there's 1,000 wonderful things, but that's one of the wonderful things that we have today in 2026. That I can find any goddamn resource out there about recovery, and I can reach out. I can do a Zoom meeting. I can go watch Rock Bottom Revival. I can be part of Talking Trash. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things. I'm just using all these as examples, but there's so many things at our fingertips now about recovery, and the knowledge is there. And I'm thankful every day that. Again, being part of Talking Trash, I've got to learn so much about other opportunities out there to learn from, right? So me being
Exactly.
in a little rural town, all we have is AA, right? So that's why I utilize that for me, right? And
Of
it's worked for me.
course.
But with that being said, I've heard names on this show since I've been on since January that I never even knew existed, Bethany, right? So that's part of my growth and my recovery is because
Absolutely.
I get to learn from these guys and all the guests and all our viewers that are talking and chatting because that helps me in my recovery. I'm like, oh, I never even knew that was a thing. So yeah, I'm just thankful that I can broaden my horizon too, right?
Absolutely. And I believe that NA works, and it works for me because I still do it. I just needed more, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely.
I needed to
Exactly.
heal my mind, and
Yeah.
my mind wasn't right. And I'll be honest, I started doing smart recovery because of the CBT skills, because that's what I was learning in my mental health, and I thought that would support my recovery too. So I added that into NA. You know what I mean? I still always have NA with me. I just like I said, I don't attend meetings regularly like I used to. You know, I
I
don't
don't
have a
blame you.
home group
And
anymore. I just
There's a
That's
mountain
works.
I
group.
visit. I
Yeah.
visit here and there, but it's and it's nice, but I don't want to I don't want to make, you know, my thing here is like, here in Wisconsin, they make it their life. So they go to all these retreats and all this stuff, and that's their life, but they don't know how to live life outside of that. And
Yes.
I like to live life
Yes.
in
Agreed.
the community, and I want to be able to talk to everybody, not just people in recovery, you know,
Agreed.
and that they brought opportunities to me too. Like I talk to public health, and I talk to all these different people, and I have great relationships with these people. And it would hurt my heart if I stayed in just a small community for recovery, and then when I screw up, then it's not there anymore, and all these other people support me no matter what. So it's kind of, it's cool to expand too, is all I'm trying to say, you know, and get what
And
you need out of
And
life.
I love that, Bethany, because that's kind of where I struggle with too, is because I'm a people person and I love being around people. And I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but everything I do doesn't have to be all about my AA or my, like,
Right.
I don't want to live
You
in
don't
a
have to.
bubble.
You don't have to use that as your.
I don't want to be Bethany the
Right.
recovering addict all the time.
Right.
I just don't want to be that. Sometimes I just want to be Bethany, you know.
Exactly. And that's what I love about this podcast and what I'm learning, because I've actually found out more about myself in the last 6 months than I did probably in the first 2.5, 2 years, whatever, because you nailed it right on the head, Bethany, because that's exactly how I feel, because I don't want to live in a bubble. I want to have fun. I like going out and meeting different people, you know, and maybe they still are using and drinking or whatever, but they're not as fucked up as Brad was, I'll say. But I can still have fun. I can still have fun with these people. Do you know what
And
I
as
mean?
long as you have a relapse prevention plan when you go into
100%.
spaces that you might worry about, that's what's
Yes.
important. So like, I am a concert goer. I used to be a musician. I still am a musician, I guess. I just am not active because I used to be a bassist in a metal band.
Yeah.
And backstage, there's things going on that I can't be part of. So I just can't do that funness for me anymore. I love being on stage. So I go and support bands on the front end, but I also know the people to stay away from. I also know the exit plan to get out. And I know I don't have to stay there the whole time if things get shady, you know? So like, you just know how to navigate things. And there's a lot of venues out there that are supportive. And a lot of these people are getting into recovery too. So they make sure that the venue is safe for everybody, not just people that are, you know, using or whatever. So it's kind of, it's cool to learn how to live in society and be able to participate in life and to enjoy things that you want to go to, without having to think that, oh, I have to have a recovery group to go to a concert with to make sure I stay clean. You know, I have my boyfriend, I have an exit plan, I have a phone, I can go and walk away and call my sponsor if I need to. You know, you just have to have a relapse prevention plan. Just keep that in mind. That was the biggest thing I took from prison home, is my relapse prevention plan. I still use it today. The people just changed in it, but everything still stays the same.
But even just the way you talk, Bethany, is you are confident and comfortable with yourself now.
Absolutely.
Right?
It took a long time to get there. I needed to find out who I was. I never knew who I was. I was always identified as somebody else, or to be in this family that I didn't belong in. All these things. So I never knew who Bethany was as a person, because I was chameleon. I was becoming what everybody wanted, trying to live up to everyone's expectations, but they're still unhappy and I'm miserable still my whole life. I tried to, you know, be what my boyfriends always wanted me to be. I finally found someone that accepts me for me, authentically me, and my weirdness and my craziness and the chaos, and then the peace, you know, like he accepts me for all of it. So it's really amazing to have, you know, go down this journey and find people in your life that you can have support from, and not have all the people that you used to have in your life anymore, creating chaos constantly, you know?
So everybody out there watching right now, this is what it's all about right there. It's about the confidence. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and realizing who you are. Right?
Find out who you are. Start doing that journey. Start, you know, I don't know if people, I don't know how you guys feel about shadow work because everybody thinks it's like
Oh,
some
yeah.
cult thing, but no, it's actually inner child work, getting rid of that inner, child trauma. And
Trauma.
I
Birth,
was
spiritual
born with
awakening.
it. So I needed to do that and work through some stuff to identify my feelings. And I still identify my feelings because I don't know them all yet. Still
Yeah.
today, after 10
Yeah.
years, sometimes things come up. I'm like, what am I feeling right now? What is this? I have to pull out a feelings chart sometimes still today,
Yeah.
you know, just to figure it out. Because I'm
Just
trying to
making
figure
up
out
names.
me and I need
That.
to. And once I
Yeah.
understand myself, life gets easier. I know how to use my tools easier. And then all of those things, my recovery just fell into place. I don't even worry about substances. I don't think about them anymore because I take care of my mental health. I take care of my physical health. I take care of my spiritual health. My person as a whole being I take care of now today, not
Yeah.
just one thing anymore.
Was
I,
that
that's well
after you were
said.
forced to sit down by yourself for like 9 years? Is that when you started figuring out finding yourself?
Oh man, that 2.5 years in prison, you really start thinking about who you are, the
That's what
choices
I
you
mean.
made, the people you
Yeah.
surrounded yourself with.
And you're by yourself, and mentally you're by yourself.
You're by yourself, but you're around a lot of
Yes,
people,
that's
and you
what
watch
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people, and it reminds you of what you don't want to be and who you don't want to become. Because
It
a
makes
lot of
you
those
Yes.
girls were
questioning
in and
stuff.
out years and years, and I never
Yeah.
did that. It was my first time being in trouble, my first time arrested, and I did a dandy. You know, I ended up in prison, so I never was even in handcuffs before my first court
Yahtzee.
date.
God,
Winner,
So-
winner.
So I got a question for Will then. Like, so is that kind of, can you relate to that part where like when you were in jail, like that was kind of where you found your own type of thing?
No,
You know?
no. Actually,
Oh.
me, no. Personally, no. I mean, I didn't. I've
that
done
was my start. I didn't really find myself yet.
No,
That was
no,
the
but
start
no,
though.
What I
the
mean
door
is,
opened though, right?
Yes.
I never, I never questioned any of that. I mean, I've been in jail quite a few times. I've done, over. I mean, yeah, I've done a good bit of time. Never prison, but I've done a lot of county time, like a lot. Anyhow, and because you're in county, overseeing other counties.
She put the scars.
That's worse. That's the hard time, actually. I think.
No, I know
did
that's
not
the hard
have.
time. Oh no, that trust me, I know. I
Oh.
trust. I
Oh, boy, I love
Those,
'em.
oh, that
But-
lifestyle in for jail is just for the birds. I don't even want to
because I mean,
do that
because like
ever
you were
again.
freaking
Oh,
like,
my God.
it sucks. But no, I didn't because the fact is, every time I've gone to jail and prior to like a certain time is when you go in there, you got one thing. I mean, it's like you got one thing on your mind, and you're sitting there, like you're not thinking about yourself. I mean, like now you had to go to prison. Yeah, I can see that. I never went to prison. I was stuck in that bullshit game of county jail, like the whole hustle and bullshit. But no, I didn't figure that out until like it was right before COVID hit. Like in the process of when COVID hit, that's when I started having my spiritual awakening. And I will tell you, I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, like, you start to explore all kind of things, but no, prison did not. Not prison, jail. No, because most of the times I was the jail I went to quite frequently visited. I always knew everybody,
dear.
the people in there. I could go to any
Yeah.
Boy.
even the deputies. I knew the deputies. I knew the sheriff, and all the way through there. So
Can't hurt.
therefore, I mean, it was I always, and I always got along with everybody in jail. I mean, in regular jail, I mean, everybody got. I always got along great with everybody because I don't mess with anybody. Kind of like the way you were saying how when you sort of have a relationship with the judges and the police officers and stuff like that. Well, guess what? I mean, I would do the same thing. Like I understand that that's their job. That's what they got to do. I had we had jobs that we were doing, not real jobs, but so therefore it's like you can't be mad at them for doing their job. You know what I'm saying? So therefore,
Yep.
and
That's
that
why
was
I
one-
came to. Yep.
and that was the one
Right.
thing I had never, like many times I've been able to like turn myself in. Like I mean, quite a few times, but the judges let me do it because they know I'm good. Like I'm good. Like I'll go in there, I'm happy. I mean, like smiling. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Because you know what? They're just doing their job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you that fucked up. So I mean, it's like why make it miserable?
Yeah, good
Yep.
answer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The best advice I ever got when I was in jail was by my son's father. Actually, he wrote me a letter when he found out I got in trouble, and he said, "I know how you are. You are not queen bee or a bitch in there. You need to give the guards respect because then you'll earn their respect, and your life will be a lot easier in here." And he was like, he's a lifer. He's in there again, so like he's been in there. So that was one advice that he's ever given me that was actually
you
good. and I took. And he was
Thank you.
right, because county jail, it's a really miserable place. It's the hard time. But the deputies that I formed a relationship with, because they sat in our pod, were amazing. And I started, they would come and play cards with me. They actually gave a fuck, gave a crap about
They
us.
give a fuck.
Gave a
No,
darn
no fuck,
tootin'.
no fucks.
I didn't know if you could swear on YouTubes. I didn't know.
Yeah,
So,
fuck 'em.
anyways, I
Fuck
call
'em.
YouTubes.
YouTubes.
But anyways, yeah. So like that changed my perspective on them, and I love the deputies. I still am on the fence about law enforcement. Some are great, some are not.
Yeah.
The police, but local police, but deputies, I know what they are, and I know how they care about the community and what they do for us. I'm not saying everyone is great, but most of them, 9 out of 10 of them in Winnebago County Jail were amazing to me, and they made my team. They gave me opportunities in there because I was in there for so long, and they started trusting me that they never gave other people for my recovery. They brought in
Right.
books for me and things like that. So they didn't do that for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So making those relationships sometimes is a big deal. And then one thing I also learned in prison, right before I was going to get out, we had somebody come in and speak that had already been out, and she said, I never thought I would be friends with my probation officer, but make your probation officer your best friend. You won't regret it. And I took that advice too. And I'll be honest, I went through 2 kidnappings, and if it weren't for my probation officer supporting me in my relationship with her and keeping in contact constantly, I would have been in jail while she was investigating things for any other client. But because the relationship I developed with her, she made sure I got out safe, and she found me and saved me the first time. Like, she believed me that this was happening to me, and she was good. It was great. So I encourage anybody out there that's in the system, don't look at it like they're against you. They actually want to support you. They want to be there for you. It's up to you to accept it is the problem. A lot of us don't, because we have such hard hearts and think that they're against us, but they're not. They're just doing their jobs.
And I love
Will
hearing
said.
that too. So
Yeah.
I haven't gone to prison, but as soon as you say that, the first thing I think about is recovery, because we struggle with that early in our recovery too. We think nobody's there to help us.
Right.
We think that other people are out to get us.
Everybody's out.
And-
Yeah.
Right?
Pity party.
So you just said it again, and I love that, because when I hear that, I relate it to my recovery, because once I opened up that door and actually were like, holy fuck, people actually want to help me. Weird. Right?
It's amazing. I work side by side with probation officers with, participants in the treatment court here in Sauk County. And he would let me come in those meetings and support my peer, and him and I would have great conversations, and the peer would be so like, what is going on? And you should see the relationships that develop between them. Then they would start getting a soft heart because they saw that I was open to Josh and like what he had to say and his advice and things like that. And sometimes we didn't see eye to eye, but he was willing to listen, and we could agree to disagree at the end of the day, but those relationships really do matter.
Absolutely. We feed off of other people. We love getting back what we freely gave, and it's that cycle. It's beautiful.
And it breaks stigma too. And they come on our side then,
Right. Exactly. Anything else for our friend here, guys, before we hit the road?
I just want to say today I watched your podcast on live and stuff. Good job, first of all. And you didn't have to do that, but thanks for mentioning us as well too. I
always do, because
cool.
you guys are awesome,
Yeah.
and you do it for me. It's you give back what people do for you. So
and what you're doing, Bethany, is absolutely amazing, because that's what it's about. It's about spreading the wealth, talking to people about our recovery, our mental awareness. Yeah. So fucking, you know what? Chucking deuces, baby. Chucking deuces.
Jesus.
thank you so much too, Brad, for coming on today and helping Jim get on the show so we could actually have him on. So that was amazing. I appreciate your support. You guys are so amazing, and I just love you all. So thank you all. And Will, thank you for showing up for me every single time I've been on. You showed up.
She loves you. Oh my God.
But I gotta say one thing though is that how many episodes? So sorry, I work outside all day, so I can't watch the podcast.
No, you're good. You're good.
How many, what episode was that you did today?
I think it was 6. I want to say.
I will say so. When Tim started, he had one thing in mind to do, and let it go the way let it unravel the way it's going to unravel. Don't try to direct it the way you want to, because it was talking with Timmy at first. You know what I'm saying? And it's come a long way.
Stop telling people that.
They're still out there.
But what I'm saying is that it's changed. That you just got to go with the way that it takes you, and don't don't force anything, and don't
Jesus,
hard-
take the wheel.
Thank
Jesus,
you
take
guys
the
so
wheel.
much. You guys
It's
are
hard
amazing. I
swimming
love
upstream.
you.
We love you too. If there's anything I can do to help you moving forward, that's kind of what I do too. So,
All right. Thank you, Tim. You might
all
hear
right.
from me.
Okay. I mean, listen. I
Right
don't-
behind Will.
I mean what
And he's
I
behind
do.
me.
I mean what I'm saying.
I'm tech support. No big deal.
Crack is well.
And
I actually was
I'm the
talking about
doorman.
Tim in his before we were getting Jim on today. We were talking about the talking trash because I was telling him about what's going on tonight and stuff, and I was talking about Tim and how he's the producer and how he used to work for hockey, and so the graphics are so cool on your podcast and stuff because of Tim and all of his hard work.
Absolutely.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I appreciate that. That's the boys too. They open up freedom to do other stuff. These guys do a lot behind the curtains. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
not
them.
really.
Well, Will does. Will does.
Jimmy
when
does the
he's on
scripts.
screen. It's true. All right, let's read our just for today.
Dizzle.
Yep, I know, Tracy. They just didn't give you the right shit.
The man.
And then
Yeah.
we love it flows after. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Will. Let's read
Yeah,
our
that's my
shit
name.
and
Don't
get
worry.
on
Shit,
out
my
of here.
dizzle.
It should
Yeah,
be.
Dizzle is
here.
off the double digger.
Dizzle, dizzle.
Yeah,
Where's my dizzle?
Okay,
All right, it's
Changing
called.
motives.
It is called changing emojis.
Mojos.
When we finally get our own selfish motives out of the way, we begin to find a peace that we never imagined possible. Basic text, page 45. As we examine our beliefs, our actions, and our motives in recovery, we'll find that sometimes we do things for the wrong reasons. In our early recovery, we may have spent a great deal of money and time on people wanting only for them to like us. Later on, we may find that we may find that we
Oh,
still spend money on people, but our motives have changed. We do it because we like them, or perhaps we used to be romantically involved because we felt hollow inside and we're seeking fulfillment through another person. Now our reasons for romantic involvement are based in a desire to share our already rewarding lives with an equal partner. Maybe we used to work the steps because we were afraid we would relapse if we didn't. Today we work the steps because we want to grow spiritually. We have a new purpose. Motives reflect that. We have so much more to offer than our neediness and our insecurities. We have developed a wholesomeness of spirit and a peace of mind that moves our recovery into a new realm. We extend our love and share our recovery with complete generosity, and the difference we make is the legacy we leave to those who have yet to join us just for today. I thought it said my mind. I'm sorry. In recovery, my motives have changed. I want to do things for the right reason, not for my personal benefit today. I will examine my motives.
there you have it.
I love you, Will. I love you.
yeah.
He's a
Great
good
job,
time.
Will.
You do a good job.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. You do not.
You get a
All right,
sticker.
Right?
you can get them on our website. All right, everybody. Love you. See you soon.